All right. I know some of our guys asked about knowing about institutional levels and or hype, and things like this. I'm gonna show a few things here on Bookmap. This is just basically a visualization of the order flow of the book, of the order book, the current order book, but in a visualized manner. And this way, it allows us to see the past along with the present, and then maybe predict the potential future. What I have on here is also something called through the Rhythmic Data Provider. Rhythmic is the only one currently right now that offers the CME Exchange's MBO, market by order information. These guys then are able to translate that information by the nanosecond to show, 1 second. Sorry guys. So what I'm able to do here with the iceberg orders, they were able to make this indicator called the iceberg and stop indicator. I have here on this screen a bunch of icebergs on the top, sell icebergs, and buy icebergs on the bottom. These are actual orders that are off the books that are coming in now. That are coming in and actually executing. These are executed icebergs here at the bottoms: 485, 494, 300, 893. At a level of also this put wall. I discussed with somebody Spotgamma and the gamma exposure inside of the equities markets. Okay, ES, NASDAQ, they have the QQQs, all these other ETFs, SPX, SPY, and these are combined gamma exposure levels for market makers that are going opposite side, providing market liquidity to put buyers, call sellers, which is usually the public or smaller firm traders. And so ideally what it's implying is of their risk level that they have to then hedge, okay? Because for every trader that buys a put, they have to sell in the put, and then they have to go out in the futures markets and go opposite that in contract size, and or with a certain amount of stocks, a number of stocks, depending on how that ratio works. Okay, and this is how usually volatility is created. How is volatility usually created? I was talking in this other video here about a little bit about it. This is the lines from Spotgamma on my Ninja Trader chart, and here's where usual vol triggers happen. We've been in a zero gamma level since several days ago, and what happens is when the markets are usually above these in a positive gamma state, you tend to have this slow swinging, smooth. Because market makers are usually like buying the dips and selling the rips, and so they're keeping the stabilized motion. Versus when price finally breaks these zero gamma levels, you just see price extension getting nuts. I mean, a lot of follow through and things like that. But why? That's because volatility triggers has happened. Their gamma exposure is on the negative side, and now instead of them trading alongside or opposite side of the flow, they're actually trading with the flow, and this is what creates that. And that's why I don't pay too much attention to VIX no more, because I feel VIX is a laggard compared to what is really going on. And so I'll put a couple of links in this video about Spotgamma. It is one of my links. I'm familiar with the owner, and as you see now, this is really, really bad because markets have now gone and fought and broken under this put wall. You have to study and learn a little bit more about what these are, but these are very significant levels to big institutional, to market makers out there like Citadel or whatever these other big market makers are. And the gamma exposure, how much negative their flow of capital is at risk. So they have to just act and react and act and react. And then you have things such as then you end up having market options expiries as well. And these all come into effect. And if you subscribe to Spotgamma's subscription, there's a few other providers out there. I use Spotgamma. The owner is very knowledgeable. Used to work at, I don't know what big bank the guy works at. And they put this all updated for you every day with a release of what their theories are and stuff in their model. Okay. 1 sec. Sorry, guys. Wrapping up that support session there. for this company that you see here in front of you. So now looking at the book map through the cloud notes, Gamma will update, Spotgamma will update that information, and you can see this liquidity here. This like 2164. You know, these guys don't want to give this level up. They've been supporting it, you see, going back historically on Bookmap for quite a while. They started lower. They started feeling threatened. They moved it up right around before the market opened. They even moved it up more. And so you see every time this occurs. Also, you'll see these little dots, and these are stop runs. And so the market, via Rhythmic, will be able to explain to you up front with no guessing if that was a stop run. People say, hey, was that a stop run? They're just running stop. This is telling you that that was a stop run because the CME is telling Rhythmic by order code that those orders that just popped into this level here were stops. Okay? And I have it here on my sub chart as well, and it gives you the number of stops that they just read. And here you have 27 icebergs that came in, followed by maybe some smaller stops, and I have them filtered. But again, look at that put wall. Now, let's look at the chart. So everybody wants to kind of visualize what's going within these candles, okay? Candles are a good thing because in the other video I mentioned, with confluence comes simple trading. With confluence could then come, hey, put on an algo and say, you know, I think, you know, we're going longs now. You know, again, you're going against the trend. It's a counter trend thing. But on a day where you feel you're at a bottom based on this other information, here's that put wall. Here's that divergence of price. Here's where they tried so many times to break this down in a pivot. Confluence. Now, I can look at that chart, which I still do. My guys know that I will always look at that. And then I'll look at these really nice fancy tools under the hood. This is looking at the markets under the hood, and it doesn't get any more real than this. But you have to have this in context with something else. In my opinion, this is how I work it. If anybody trades this bare bone, maybe they're just a scalper or something like this. But anyway, this is what you have. You have all kind of different columns you can create here. Current order book in the center, my cloud notes with my gamma exposure levels. And then here I have a session volume profile, but I have them by deltas. I like to see their overall delta, how many at a certain price of people were convicted sellers or convicted buyers and stuff like that. And here's also where if you have a reversal, you can expect some big squeeze plays out, and it'll be confirmed by stops. I'll put link information for this. I spend a few hours a day inside of my inside of Bookmap. I'm contracted with them and stuff, so I know Bruce and all the guys over there, and all the other moderators. We're buddies and stuff, and everybody has a different kind of way they use these over there. There's stock traders. You can use this with the different data for stocks. I use it for futures because that's what I am, a futures trader. And you can use them for many different commodities and stuff. So kind of a little preview here. Here's crude oil. This video was made because as I get emails from my guys, from our subscribers, VQS guys, I want to commit and give them back information that they can look and explore and figure out on their own time if it's maybe something for them. One of the questions was asked, where can I find like institutional levels? You know, one of the cool things is with this tool is if you look here closely at this current order book I have, this line in the center that you see at 2145, that means that 50% of this 2145 is a large lot. That comes with a feature here called Large Lot Tracker. Where is it in here? Sorry guys, Large Lot Tracker. And you can filter them. I try to keep things at default. When that line is really small, that would intend that, like, these are all small players, but it's at a 50% rate of that 2150 lots. There's a big institutional guy there saying, you know, they want something. We don't know what, but look how thick that liquidity is. And it's been sitting there. We can go back. This is stuff you cannot do on an order book. You cannot see this stuff on just on a dome. As much respect as I have for domes, it's just that it's not going to show you that past data, where this visually is recording to you and showing you basically all of that. Okay, so you can go back and see, hey, look, here's where they held once, they broke. Bigger guys came up in here. They're definitely supporting. The iceberg stuff is separate. It's an addition. It's a, extra stuff in the Bookmap marketplace, right? But look, this is an area, again, where we look at a chart. We can't tell what fight is going on. Again, not everybody needs it. I'm not pushing people to anything. I'm only saying this is something that you should really take a look at. If you have the question about it and you're curious, you should. Okay, because anything I've done in my trading years, curiosity led me there. Okay, and then it eventually ends up forming who I am, and that's how I gain my consistency. I put together what works for me. Okay, so it's not just one thing; it's a combination of things. My last video explained confluence of different information, and then to me, this is just like, it's what's really going on. You can't lie about this. This is just what's going on here. It doesn't mean we know what's going to go on. Well, you could stack the odds against everybody else and have an edge. Okay, so again, we got the order book. We got different kind of tools we can use to see who's buying, who's selling, hidden icebergs, stop orders, without questioning if they were stops. This right down here was a big stop run, and it was 132 stops down here on this little leg. Okay, so they're building, buying, doing a form of consolidation of liquidity before they just get out of this coil and blow out a different way. Okay, again, what's another thing that gives me some confluence? You have a big put wall here, and that's a big gamma exposure level for market makers, institutional. And so to answer one of our users' concerns about or questions about how could I see where these guys are at, to have a motive. Okay, now, boom, I put that with my chart, that my standard chart I'm trading off of or whatever. Or again, if you're algo trading using our VQS, and you'll be able to know, hey, my potential is, okay, we could be in a reversal here. Okay, if that's your thesis or whatever, and where's my targets? Where's going to be my stops? You can know now, based on even the order flow. Okay, so just wanted to share that with you guys, how to use Bookmap, how to look for institutional information to put into your intraday day trading to have more edge than other players out there. Everybody take care, and thanks for watching.